So we have with me Professor Kingsley Asari Preko with the School of Medical Sciences here at the University of Cape Coast. Prof, welcome to TVUCC.
Thank you.
Prof, let's first of all look at your general impression of this symposium.
All right, thank you very much. My general impression of the symposium is one that is very educative, very active, and that is trying to pep up public interest in the issues of our food environment, and most importantly, policies that could drive us protecting our food environment, basically.
How important do you think this symposium is to the university community, to the general public out there?
Well, it's very important for the university community, first and foremost, that policies are developed based on evidence, and universities are known to be the citadel of evidence, and we should be seen to be much more proactive in looking at issues that addresses our food environment and bring up certain issues of importance. Importantly, it should also guide the kind of researches that we do in the university, as these issues of our food environment is very crucial to the nation's development. And so, bringing this to our doorstep is just to awaken our interest that, hey, whatever we are doing here as far as research and all that is concerned is very important in driving national policies for effective action, most importantly to protect our food environment. So to the university it is. To the general public or general community, as we have here, not only the students and lecturers, and we also have other stakeholders who we have asked to join us, like the FDA, the Ghana Health Service, and what have you. These are very important stakeholders also when it comes to our policy implementation pact. There are more of state agencies that drive these processes, and it is important to lay the evidence bare for us to begin the conversations of how we could ensure that Ghana gets what it takes to improve our food environment. So maybe that's what I would say.
Prof, you've mentioned a lot of stakeholders, including the Ghana Health Service, the Food and Drugs Authority. You've also mentioned research and implementation of policies and all that. What role do you think the Ghana Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics can play, especially when it comes to issues of research, policy implementation, and advocacy in some key policies like the feeding in our various schools?
Right. I think that the Ghana Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics is rightly placed to make comments on this. Maybe I'll give a little background to the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. It is actually a professional body of nutritional scientists as well as practitioners, nutrition and dietetics scientists and practitioners that are within the country. And these are an authority when it comes to knowledge, and as part of their mission is to be an official kind of mouthpiece for the nation as far as our nutrition is concerned, and which also being that the generation of evidence, advocating for right policies, and then also watching the policy implementation processes are something that you cannot take the academy out. And since they bear also responsibility for the rightful knowledge that needs to drive our nutritional issues within the country, they stand very tall in taking the first step of advocacy. They stand also very tall in ensuring that they actually keep their eye on the implementation processes that happens, and the policy development aspects, as well as ensuring that the communities are well sensitized. Because it's these same professionals, like I said, they are both actors, both academicians and practitioners as far as nutritional and dietetics delivery is to Ghanaians. And they are rightly placed to champion these cause of disseminating information, advocating, and then ensuring tracking policies and seeing its rightful implementation process.
But looking at current running of some of these policies and all that, do you feel that GAND is being involved that much? If they're not being involved, what suggestions can you make for us to have that holistic involvement from the outfits?
Well, I think that you've placed a very important question, and I must say that since GAND came to being in 2019, it used to be two associations, Ghana Dietetic Association and Ghana Nutrition Association, but we came together to form a stronger force to ensure that we chart the pathway of nutritional sciences. And so the academy, since its inception, actually, we've had a lot of inroads as far as contributing to policy dialogues, development of policies and all that. Currently, like I would say, quite a number of persons who are leading the development of the four policies, food environment policies, are all GAND members in a way. Besides they being GAND members, GAND was invited as a stakeholder in some of these discussions, and GAND also on its own had to also seek some collaborative support to also run on the side other things that could effectively drive this policy. And part of it is this advocacy that GAND is doing in collaboration with Send Ghana. And this is how, in a way, GAND has really been involved. In fact, in the past, things like even the exercise amendment that brought in the issues of sugar-sweetened beverages and all that, GAND had been very instrumental in advocating for that. The development of dietary-based, food-based dietary guidelines, GAND had been part of that process, was on the table as a stakeholder in deliberating these issues. So I think GAND, for now, I would say, yes, we are engaged in some of these state policies, but I think that GAND should be seen more in terms of leading some of these processes other than just being invited to be a part of things. That is where I personally think we should be heading at, that GAND should be seen to be leading the process other than just being a part of the pack getting things done. And the engagement of state policy development agencies should see GAND as a strong partner other than just one of the organizations being invited to table. Honestly, that's what I would.
But at what point in time would you want to see this realization come to fruition?
Well, I think as early as today, it's never too late and it's never too early for anything to be done. I think there should always be a starting point, and I think we are gradually realizing some of these things as GAND speaks, as GAND try to get involved in processes. We are welcomed as a good stakeholder, and that, I think, for me, is a good starting point, but we can build on it. But the situations we have now, we should be seeing GAND more at the front of some of these issues, because issues of our food environment is really a problem, and we gradually seeing a hike in issues of NCDs. We are seeing a changing dietary patterns of people. We are moving towards more ultra-processed food consumption, and these are also known not to be healthy for our lives, and we should be more proactive in dealing with some of these issues. Of course, there are many policies that are coming up, but there are still more. And the worst part of it is that there are others too that has been enacted that have not seen its full implementation. Who is monitoring that? Who is tracking that? Who is ensuring that stakeholders play their role as expected? These are all things that really falls at the doorstep of GAND to really champion. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Prof, for making time to talk to us.
Thank you so much for having me. All right.